Welcome to another Matthumanpizza video. Look, you can diagnose your vehicle in the front engine bay. I guess that's where you put your OBD-2 plug-in. What a place. This is a Ford Aspire 1997. That's the year 1997. Ford Aspire. Aspire to be great. Aspire to be a soccer ball. Aspire to be can't even think of the word. Scooter? I don't know. Aspire to be great. Or not. Whatever, just be alive. Be alive. Anyway, I think in this video we're gonna remove this bell housing looking thing, and I'll figure out what it is later. But it has a vacuum tube of sorts. Well, it might be full of fluid. I don't know. But anyway, let's get to it. Let's do it. There are 2 fasteners, and then removing that, and nothing electrical. So I'm gonna remove those 2 bolts. They look like probably 10mm. Everything's 10mm or 12. So let's get to it. Let's do it. Oh, so I tried to stop the camera. It wouldn't. So we're just gonna keep rolling here. What we got? 12. Gotta hurry up. I smell my hamburgers. Cooking hamburgers inside. Nope, not a 12. So it's gotta be a 10. Oh man, allergies. Allergies are acting up. All the pollen in the air. Where's my 10mm? Where's my 10mm? That is the question. That's usually what the question is. 10mm, because 10mm is it's the go-to part, tool, socket, whatever for these vehicles. Alright, we finally found the 10mm socket. You should throw away all your tools except for the 10mm, because that's all you use on these vehicles. Ooh, look at that, we got some bolt action on the other side. So we're going to have to watch doing this. I'm going to need 2 hands, so I'll be right back at you. Well, now I can do this. Let's just see what happens. We'll see a little piece in the middle. It's going to break. Oh, it loosened. Did it loosen before it broke? Get this out of the way. I took the battery out because I didn't want it there because it was in the way. But I loosened that one up, and then oh, it didn't break it. Sweetness. Alright, take those 2 fasteners off, and I'll be right back at you. Alright, we're back. I gotta... Oh, come on. There you go. I was waiting for it to get clear. They say an ounce of, how's it say? An ounce of diagnosis, or an ounce of preventive maintenance is a pound of savings. Anyway, I got a pair of pliers here. I use a pair of pliers because it's what I got. But I also use it because people get mad whenever they see you use a pair of pliers. But, oh, I took off the bolts, and as you can see, it came loose. Now it's just a matter of getting this metal part wiggled over and then pulling the hose off. So, I'm going to get to that. Okay, the fuel filter. We have the fuel filter right here, and it was up here attached with this. I just figured out what this was. It's a fuel filter. I was going in there blindly, just thinking, oh, I don't know what this thing is, I'm just going to take it off. Then I realized, it's got an intake, it's got an outtake, so, and it goes all the way over here to the fuel rail. So I was like, that is the fuel filter. Sometimes it's underneath the vehicle, but this time it's above. So fuel is going to come out once I take these lines off, and I will collect the fuel and I will reuse it somewhere else. And then you quickly put it back on. or in your case, you'll put a new one back on. So I'm going to do that right now. You got to be ready. You got to be ready for that fuel to come out, and you may want to have a clamp to clamp it down too, so you can clamp that off while you work on this end and taking this hose off. So you just take that hose off and then put it back on and bolt it back up, and that's how you remove the fuel filter and put a new one on. Important thing to do is to relieve the pressure in the gas tank. So do this to relieve the pressure. That way it doesn't squirt everywhere once you take the hose off. But still, put down a whole bunch of shop towels and towels, whatever you want, while you work on this end and taking this hose off. So you just take that hose off and then put it back on and bolt it back up, and that's how you remove the fuel filter and put a new one on. Important thing to do is to relieve the pressure in the gas tank. So do this to relieve the pressure. That way it doesn't squirt everywhere once you take the hose off. But still, put down a whole bunch of shop towels and towels, whatever you want. The perlator. It says perlator. The perlator F55056. Let's just call it the perlator 5000. Flow goes this way. The perlator 5000. So as you can see, that's how much leaked out of the fuel filter into the container of the fuel. The container's a little dirty from all this junk and specks of dust and dirt and grime in there, and some from the fuel itself. So we remove that one, and this one needs removed, and then you can put the new one in. Alright. Got that fuel hose off, and the fuel filter dropped down in there, and only a little bit more fuel came out. All that's left to do now is to put it back on and make sure it's flowing from the fuel tank this way, as in the fuel filter needs to go on that way. It says it right on here. It has a little, well, it doesn't say it, it just has little arrows pointing which way. It should say on your fuel filter, it should point in the direction of the fuel flow, which is this way in this vehicle. And I know that because that's how the car worked. It ran, and everything was fine, and this is how it was when I took it off, as you can see in the video from earlier. So installation is reversal or removal, and I'm not going to show that because that's a little silly. You just do the same thing in reverse. Put the hose back on and then bolt it back up, and don't forget to put your close that up. Don't forget to close your fuel filter, fuel cap. Twist your cap back on the fuel door and close the fuel door, and then be on your merry way. This has been another Matthumanpizza video. Have a great and wonderful and magnificent and illustrious, fantastic, exuberant, and oh man, have a great day and enjoy my other videos.